as the governor of Bengal till 1854. Then on till 1911, a lieutenant governor was appointed for Bengal. And from 1911 on, a separate governor for Bengal was appointed. Okay, fine. Listen. Next major act. See, 1857. What happened in 1857? It is also called First War of Independence or Mutiny or whatever. That is a part of history. Okay, anyway. So it's a big debate over there. Anyway, whatever it is, there was trouble for the British in India. That trouble happened. Got it? So when the trouble happened, they wanted to change the whole administrative setup. Now, immediately after putting down the revolt, a matter of some 7-8 months, they have put down the revolt completely, 1.5 years, it was finished. After that, see again here one question. Many a time, who was the Governor General of India when 1857 revolt took place? There is a chance we may get confused, so I am asking this. Dalhousie stayed there till before the revolt. But when Dalhousie goes, Lord Canning comes. Within 1.5 months of Lord Canning, the revolt started. So, it was during, why I am asking this question is, listen to me, very interesting one. This question, once asked by UPSC only in Assistant Provident Fund exam, I suppose. Long back, maybe in 2002-03 or sometime, I happened to see 1 or 2 years, maybe a difference. It's a very nice question that was asked. Who was the American president when the atom bomb was dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki? Wonderful. This question was asked, I am saying. Who was the American president when atom bomb was dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki? This is why I always say, see the past year's questions. By looking into past year's questions only, you will get to know how you have to prepare. UPSC asked question. Who was there? For most part of Second World War, who was the president of America? Little bit of knowledge, we will certainly say Roosevelt. Little bit of knowledge, we will say Roosevelt, because most part of Second World War in America, Roosevelt was the president. But Roosevelt dies, natural death, he dies. Truman comes. When Truman was the president, he ordered dropping of atom bomb. Getting it or not? It was Truman who ordered the dropping of atom bomb. Such kind of questions are asked actually. I am saying again, this is the past year's questions. How much ever you see and read, you will get to know how you have to prepare. These are all GK questions. Okay. This only way to know these kind of things is past year's questions only. Know the past year's questions. Likewise, you have to read. Why I asked 1857 also means, normally, logically speaking, Dalhousie went into doctrine of lapse, all sorts of things, too much of control and aggression over people. So, Dalhousie people may think it could be logically right also. But fact is what? Canning. So, just while preparing, keep these things in mind. Anyway, so after that, This Crown Act or Government of India Act 1858, also called as the Act for Good Government in India. 3-4 years back, just a span of last 5 years I can call. UPSC prelims paper question was asked, which of the following act is called as Act of Good Government in India? Act for Good Government in India. This question was asked. Act for Good Government, that is 1858 Act. 1850, every book has it, but I am saying questions are asked on that nature. 1858 Act is also called as Act for Good Government of India. Okay, keep that in mind. Then 1858 Act comes in. Understood? Here, completely East India Company's control was abolished. 1813, monopoly trading except for tea and opium in China abolished. 1833, complete monopoly trading rate was abolished. 1858 Act, it is no more even an administrative body, nothing there to do with administration. East India Company is no more to control India. India went directly under the crown, the King of England. Getting it or not? So this act paved the way for India to go directly under the King of England. So the Crown Act, so it is called Crown Act or Government of India Act 1858. Please keep this in mind, important one. Most of the items in this are important. Listen to me, from 1858 Act, most of the items, points are important. 1909, 1919, 1935, everything is important. 1858 onwards, mostly important. You can read selectively before that. 1858 onwards, mostly important. 1909, 1919, 1935, all are important. Understood or not? Keep it in mind. What are all the important items? Listen carefully here. The Governor General of India became, here also again, Viceroy and Governor General of India. Okay. What is it? Viceroy and Governor. Why am I putting it as Viceroy and Governor General? Listen very carefully. Governor General of India came to be called as Viceroy and Governor General of India. Listen to me very carefully. Why am I saying this? Say nothing wrong. Earlier what was put was also nothing wrong. But I am making it very clear. Viceroy and Governor General of India. Read it that way I am saying. Why? See here. Last before year a question was asked. 1935 Act. Government of India Act 1935, the residuary power rests with Governor General of India. This was the question. Students who did not read this properly, 1858 Act properly, they thought that to be wrong. The reason is, Governor General became Viceroy. Why are they putting Governor General again? In 1935, they called it wrong. No. The Governor General of India now to be called Viceroy and Governor General of India. Viceroy means direct representative of the Crown. Exactly. Governor General means administrative head. He is one person only. He is to be called Viceroy and Governor General of India. Understanding it or not? Anyway, said also is right only. Keep it in mind. This way it is asked, so don't get confused. So the Governor General of India came to be called as Viceroy and Governor General of India. That's very important. Okay, keep it in mind. Now this is again very, very important. In East India Company itself, the administration abolished, so the dual government abolished. Dual administration. Secretary of State was established. A new position called Secretary of State. Who is this Secretary of State? Secretary of State is a person who is the representative of British government. Crown representative is Viceroy. Now the British government's representative is Secretary of State. Both Secretary of State and Viceroy should jointly administer India. That's the idea. This Secretary of State shall be a cabinet minister in British government. Shall be a cabinet minister in British government. That won't be here, that you can write down. Okay, listen. So a 15-member council, all this stuff you can read it. So this is important item here. Another important act. India Councils Act 1861. Indian Councils Act 1861. See, 1858 Act centralized. 1858 Act centralized the command. 1861 Act started decentralizing. 1861 Councils Act started decentralizing. In fact, the parliament, what we say today, the setup starts originating. Two house, no. Single house. I am saying Lok Sabha itself. The proper formation is from 1861 only. Before that, the Executive Council was there. From 1861 it is there. When did India had started having two houses? Upper house and lower house. That is 1919 only. I will say that later. 1919. Till 1919 we had only one house. After 1919 only upper house, lower house. The name Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha came in 1954 only. But 1919 Act only, the two house system came. Before that one house was there, which we called as that Legislative Council or Indian Council. So only from 1861 it is called Indian Council Act. In book if you read also it will be there Indian Council Act. Because it is straight away coming from council. If you see here, very important one. 1861 Act for first time favored appointing Indians as non-official members in the Legislative Council. I am making it very clear. Legislative Council, not Executive Council. Why? Executive Council, first time Indians became part only in 1909. Till 1909 Indians was not part of Executive Council. Legislative Council, 3 Indians were appointed. Okay. Right. Name also writes. Few books doesn't have name. If name asked also it will be useful for you. So write down. Important one. So the Raja of Banaras, Maharaja of Patiala and Sir Dinkar Rao. Their names also in bracket I have written. So they were appointed as non-official members. Then the decentralization process, as I have told, legislative powers to Bombay and Madras presidencies was done. A very important item is this. For the first time, ordinance making power was given to the Viceroy. For the first time, 1861 Act provided the ordinance making power to the Viceroy. What is an ordinance? What is an ordinance? Who has to make law normally? Who will make law? Asking you all, who will make law? Parliament means like what is other name you can say? Huh? Legislature. Legislature makes laws or not? Okay. Who executes it normally? Who executes it? Executive. Executive executes it. But under circumstances, if executive legislates, that for your understanding, that you can call it as ordinance. So just write one small part. Ordinance refers to a temporary law made by the executive. Okay, stop. Leave it. Listen carefully. Indian High Courts Act 1861 gave rise to three high courts. First three high courts: Madras, Bombay, and Calcutta. That was Indian High Courts Act. There is a confusion. There would be a confusion. So only separately as act I have written. 1861 Act. It was not 1861 Act. Separate act called Indian High Courts Act installed or gave permission for starting up of three high courts. Okay, that is Madras, Bombay, and Calcutta high courts. Okay, fine. With this we will stop today. Got it?